Yeah, hello from CELUM side. The first user academy we have in place with the topic create and work on content this day today. Yeah, happy that you joined and you have interest in that topic. As mentioned, this is the first time we do that, and we also will do regular user academies in future. So yeah, please keep in touch with us and stay tuned which topics will follow. Yeah, so for today, we will focus on the create and the management of content. Some organizational things is that the session will be recorded, of course. You will also get the recording in the next few days, and feel free to also place questions in the GoToWebinar section and panel. We will also have a Q&A session in the end, so we have 30 minutes today, but there is time reserved also for answering the question at the end of today's session. So feel free to use also the question panel. Yeah, who am I? So my name is Georg Peyreder. I'm the team lead of the technical sales team at CELUM, working since 2016 for CELUM. Yeah, today I'm happy to show you the systems, so the CELUM Cloud. Before we directly start into that topic, so to the hands-on of the system, I would like to also show you the agenda. So we will start with a little introduction, just a short intro in the topic, and then we will handle the use case product shooting. And as mentioned, there will also be a Q&A session. So let's lose no time. So as mentioned, just a short intro about the CELUM Cloud, the components we have in place. So all in all, you know, we have the classical digital asset management called the Content Hub. We have the agile collaboration, the workflows and automation, the online proving, file syncing and sharing and integrations and marketplace. But today we will just focus on a small part of it. So from the management organization in the DAM system, and also the workrooms part where you can handle your workflows, you can automate them, you can collaborate with other people, and also the online proving in that systems. Exactly. And yeah, so let's move on and also do the live demo. So I switch to my demo system, and yeah, here you should see my screen, my login page of the system. And yeah, on that page, you maybe already know you can also handle your languages, and you can also have, for example, use password lost register functionality, but that's a side topic. After the login, we will directly see the dashboard, the new user interface. So for all who do not know this user interface, also called Nova UI, this is, so to say, the current user interface, the modern user interface with this flexible dashboard. You can also change the look and feel of it. You can add here your own links and references. And on the right side, you can also see some recently used assets and structures and also favorites. But for today's session, I jumped directly in an inbox folder. And when we talk about the use case of product shootings and so on, you usually collaborate with creatives, you collaborate with agencies or graphical people. And for that, you usually have something like an inbox folder or exchange folder where the content will be exchanged with them. And so this could be the starting point, like adding or creating here a new folder called for a specific campaign or shooting, like shooting for watches in my case, because we will see later a few watch images and content. And first of all, content will be uploaded with your drag and drop, for example. So just drag and drop the content into the system, and you will see the preview will be generated. You could also directly add your metadata, but this will be demonstrated later. So here we have our nice creative brief for the graphical people with the guidance and guideline what should happen. And yeah, I showed you the drag and drop functionality, but you can also use this little nice bullets here and buttons, also optimized for web or for tablet, so to say. For tablet or mobile devices, you can use here this upload functionality. So we have here in our place the creative brief, and to start the workflow, you right-click on the folder structure in that area, and you select Add to Workroom, and that's completely new. What you will see here is dialog. You can either directly add content, like in my case, creative brief, to existing workrooms where you are collaborating with different groups of people. Like in my case, I have 3 existing ones for my 3D model agency, for my creative campaign with my social media colleagues, or with my product team. Or I can also create a new workroom. And nice thing here is we have in workrooms the feature template chooser, so you can choose which workflow you would like to handle, like tailored to your needs. So which workflows you have in place. This could be, for example, a simple selection. This could be also a simple approval, but for also more complex use cases, you can create your workflows you need, like in my case, photo shooting, product brochure, catalogs, and so on and so on. For today, I also prepared one, like for the use case, the product shooting with my fantasy agency. And after the selection of a specific template, we are in the edit mode of the workroom creation. So I already have people in place, like internally or externally people who are working or should work with me in the workroom. I can define deadlines. I can define also my test board here, and that's the important, interesting thing. Like we can handle your process like in that Kanban style you already know from different tools or examples. But the task board is the main view or main display or main view where you handle your content and your tasks. This workroom can also be adapted. So like here I have my creative brief again. I have here my other sections, like here also in German, but I can also change that very easily. So in progress, for example, I could also add here new steps in my workflow. So very, very easy, for example, or last column would be, for example, declined. So for each of these process steps, I can define deadlines and due dates. I can define task list owners or responsible people. And what is very nice here is this little thing called robots, which help you to automate your workflow, reduce time to save time. Because in the normal workflow tools or areas, you need to every time manually add the people, you manually add the due dates. And with robots, you automate that by automatically assign the right people to the content or to the tasks. So each time, for example, a task will be in the step in progress, it will be assigned to my colleagues, or every time it's in progress, the people will have 14 days to review the content. So again, the use cases save time, automate your workflow. And we also have, of course, a lot of these robots, so not limited to these two use cases I mentioned. So also for task creation restrictions, so people cannot create tasks, or also for the exchange with the Content Hub. So for files which are uploaded in workrooms, I would like to move them in a specific folder in my Content Hub system, for example, in public. So you can also handle direct move the content which will be handled in workrooms also in the Content Hub. So the use case typically is all of my approved assets will also be moved to a specific area in my Content Hub. All right, and the little thing here on the top of the screen is completely new and is called the robot watch collections. So each time there is a change in the Content Hub, in the folder where I started the workroom, the change will also affect and will also affect the workroom. So if there would be, for example, a new file which will be uploaded to my Content Hub folder where I previously started my workflow, the new file will also be available in workroom. So for working with creative people, with graphical people, also with the integration, for example, to Adobe, this could be a very nice use case too, because every time there is a change, you also have that change in workrooms. All right, and last but not least, we have here the graphical view of the workflow. So also with a review loop. So if there is something in decline, it will get back in progress. So people cannot directly approve something, they need to follow the flow of workroom. So let's create that and work with it. So we have here now our folder from the Content Hub, which is in sync and in watch, so to say, and we have here our creative brief. And also here the bullet, what you can see that this content is also available in the Content Hub. So very easy, right click, create task, and I would like to have it in my creative brief. And here we have the detailed view of the task, like who is responsible, automatically assigned via the robot, also the automatic assignment of the due date. I can also add here a priority, for example. And on the right side, we will also see here activity and comment stream. So if there would be any comment, or if I would add here people, they also will get the notification, but more of that later. All right, so this is the overview again of the task board. So we have here the task with the creative brief again. And usually the next step is, of course, that the draft will be created. So I create a new draft. It will again automatically assign with the people and the due date. And again, with drag and drop, the system draft of the content, of the product content, will be uploaded. So previews will be generated, what you can see. And workrooms is not limited just to images, so you can also handle their videos, documents, creative files. So also in my example, you will see here, I have a lot of images, but also a video is coming here. And if we open that video, you can also show or have a preview of it here, and also the possibility to add markers to videos, images, and all other files here. So for example, here, I don't like this part of the image or video, I assign it to my colleague. Could you please change the color and add a filter, for example? So my colleague will get a notification, email notification with the comment included. So what should happen? And yeah, the next step, of course, is the revision, a new version of it. So with the adaptations I requested, so the upload of a new version is possible here with that little bullet here or icon with the arrow on top. And I would now add here my new version. Again, file will be uploaded, preview will be generated, and after that, yeah, I can also, in the meantime, for example, have a look on the other images, like, so are they okay or not? Should they be approved or not? What we will see later. And after the video is uploaded, we also get a side-by-side view. Yeah, so video was uploaded, preview will be generated. Here we have in the left corner, we have the version picker, like the version 0 and the new one. And again, I can also see now this fancy filter on it, and also the things like compare view to see what changed. And this compare view again can be on every file type. All right, so also completely new is that replay functionality. So every user can also reply on comments. So usually this would mean that Florian would give me the info that, yes, that's done, for example, and also get the notification now with the reply. Yeah, so next step would be usually, so we have the new version, the content is okay, it will get to the approval just by click here, approval, and in the left corner, you directly see now that it will be now also synchronized and moved in the Content Hub. So and moving or a change in the Content Hub was triggered. So if we go back in the Content Hub, but before we do that, I show you now again this bullets here you see. Now they also got this Content Hub bullet because they're also available in the Content Hub, and this is also shown here where they are in the Content Hub, for example. Let's go back to the Content Hub, and I selected the public folder, and as you can see now we have all these approved images in the public area in the Content Hub. And also here with this workrooms bullet, so the users will every time see the status or if content is used in workrooms or vice versa. Also in the Content Hub, you will see that with this workrooms or Content Hub bullets. All right, so we saw a little example about the collaboration in workrooms and this product shooting with a revision, with a new version of it. And usually the next step is that you tag the images and the content. So just also here by batch editing, I mark them. I can say edit the metadata here, and yeah, I can also start a tour if I would like to do that. But I can also assign here my asset types. So this would be product content in my case. And based on the asset type or category, I can now add my metadata, like, for example, from a drop-down field, the status, description, or also like availability based on copyrights or licenses, or I would like to add here my product information, like, yeah, this would be my bambus clocks, for example, or other different possibilities. And what you can see on the screen now is just an example how it could look like. So that's a demo system. And usually, you know, the metadata and the information you will need will be worked together with you, will be tailored together with you, so based on your requirements. So that's a best practice example how it could look like. Yeah, so we added some metadata manually. We can also add, for example, here different ratings and so on. And CELUM is also coming with an AI services for tagging. So the user is every time able to add the metadata manually, of course, but to also save time to find the content faster, we have an integration to AI services which are doing that in the background. So if you, for example, choose this one here or another one, after a few seconds, you will see that the AI tags are added automatically based on the object. So it's called object detection or text extraction, where the image will be analyzed and text will be delivered back. So here we have now our AI tags, what you can see. So clock table was detected. So based on that, if I would now search here, like for clock, I can find all the clock images even faster for the users because they don't need to do that manually. That's it. So that was a sneak peek into the content management and creation, how it could look like. So I think we already have some questions, so let's have a look on them. So first question would be, what about the licensing of the workroom system? And when users would like to participate in workrooms, so do they need a license? So yes, workrooms is user-based. We, of course, at least also have a free model up to 10 users. But for more users, more storage in workrooms, every user needs a license, so to say. So workrooms is based on user licenses, yes. Yeah, another question is, can I add metadata in bulk upload? So yes, so also what I showed you, so you can bulk select the content and you can also add the metadata there. And also for the upload use case, so if you would like to upload the content directly via the Content Hub, you can also, of course, in that time, you can also add the metadata there in bulk. Yeah, then we have a question, what happens with the files in a workroom when the workroom is finished? Good question. So when a workroom gets finished, and I can also demonstrate that to you. So I'm finished with that one. I would like to close it, but it will not be deleted. It will just be archived. So it's still available in my finished workrooms there, and I could reopen it again. So for the use case of campaigns, for the use case of I have regular workrooms, I could archive them, so to say, and I can also reopen them again later. When the work is finished, can I make a package of compressed files available on CELUM? Yeah, so if you're talking about compressing and zip files, of course, so CELUM is also on download. You have the possibility to download a batch of files, and this batch of files will be provided to the user as a zip file, so compressed in the background. So this compressed package will be provided on download when it's really needed on request. Yeah, then we have a question, even a workroom user that just approve, disapprove, or add comments to a content needs a license. Yeah, so every user who would like really to work in a workroom, so really can collaborate in a workroom, also for commenting, also for approving and disapproving. So who is in the workroom needs a user license or needs a workroom user, and yeah, that's it. All right. The last question, I would say, and all the other ones will be answered afterwards. So will be sent out later with the recording of the session. Can I send links for workrooms, like pin links in Content Hub? So workrooms is not coming with the linking feature like the pin links. So this is limited to the Content Hub. So if you would like to share content from a workroom, you would go via the Content Hub, like, collecting the shared content which should be shared in a folder or a collection in the Content Hub, and from that point on, you could place a pin link on it, and yeah, the people can also access the content. So every time, because of the deep integration between Content Hub and workrooms, you can direct the content, you can sync or exchange the content, and for that use case, for example, I would say you would get via Content Hub and the pin link feature then. All right. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for your participation. As mentioned, the recording will be sent out. This was the first time of the User Academy. So also a little reminder about the another session we have, or webinar called CELUM Exclusive Insights, with the topic video management or videos that sell. Actually, it's today and at 4:30 p.m. So also it will be streamed on YouTube. So feel free to register if you did not do that before or yet. So yeah, thank you for today's session. If you have questions, feel free to reach out also to hello.celum.com. And as mentioned, stay tuned. Also, further user academies will take place. And yeah, have a nice remaining day. Thank you. Bye.